mixed with lies, watch the content change. Cause making better choices is something that you deserve. The power in our voices make echoes that can't be heard. This life can be a circus. What you see on the surface is designed to deceive and distract you from your purpose. A better day's coming, a better day's coming. If you stand for something, then you won't stand for nothing. Why would you wanna fight for what you know when it's right? It's time to see the light, the culture beyond the hype. Come on. Hello and welcome to the Culture Capital. I'm Chris Lord, and I'm joined today by my co-host and producer, Undefeated, as well as that dude, Eddie C.
Pleasure to be here.
Now, our mission is to provide you with infotainment. That's informational entertainment that sparks a conversation. And now, a word from our sponsor.
This episode of The Culture Capital is brought to you by FastCreditRestoration.com, #1 in the nation for personal finance restoration. Listen, your financial reputation is important. So no matter your situation, if you need help to repair your reputation with creditors, let the experts at FastCreditRestoration.com assist you today. Visit FastCreditRestoration.com or call 1-855-327-5847. You can also click the link in the description for more info.
We got a good one for you today, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as we vibe on social culture and go beyond the hype.
Industry basically admitted that he sold his soul, and Jay-Z hired a hitman to me, and I did get shot.
What are the reasons that he's saying Jay-Z should be incarcerated?
Similar allegations to what Diddy's locked up for. My name is Ronny Bo. I had a career in music until I got incarcerated back in 2010. I was reviewed on the top 40 charts for Lil Wayne and Young Money stealing one of my songs. Then once I got locked up, I kind of lost my passion for rap and started writing books. I started writing about how music influenced the minds of the youth, and I kind of lost my passion for rap because it's like I was rapping about the same things that influenced me.
How do you end up connecting with R. Kelly? Was it the previous prison stint, or have you gotten out since then?
June of 2019, I had to turn myself in because I produced a rap song entitled Whack the Rats, and I actually mentioned a real federal informant in the song. So
it's a bad idea.
Yeah, the government basically issued a U.S. Marshal warrant out for me. I turned myself in to MCC Chicago. R. Kelly got indicted, and he ended up in MCC Chicago with me. I wanted to write a book on the behalf of R. Kelly to get his side of the story, like to basically counter the narrative of surviving R. Kelly, which was a docuseries on a Lifetime. I mean, they moved me to Unit 19 where R. Kelly was at. So at that point, I was able to communicate with him every day and negotiate, doing a book with him every day. We kind of became friends or associates or whatever you want to call it. He opened up to me about a lot of the inner workings in the music industry. He basically confirmed that he, I really don't want to say it because I promised his brother Bruce Kelly and other family members of R. Kelly that I wouldn't speak on certain things, but he basically admitted that he sold his soul, and he tried to deliver that message to his fans in the music video, I Wish. It's a skit in his song, I Wish. Not the remix, but the one he did by himself. And in the skit, his mom is deceased, and in the skit, he was speaking to his mom from the sky, looking up, saying, "Ma, I want out of this, but it's hard." And she replied from the sky that, "What worth is it for a man to conquer the whole world but lose his own soul?" Which is a quote from the Bible. He was trying to indirectly let his fans and the public know that I got myself involved in something that I didn't know I was getting myself into, and technically sold his soul, and he wanted out.
Can I ask you a question? When you say sold your soul, that can mean different things, like sold your soul to the industry, sold your soul to the devil, sold your soul to who?
Most people think it's conspiracy theory, but according to R. Kelly, the top executives in the music industry actually really practice evil things such as devil worship and selling your soul, and you technically have to like sign your name in blood and do some like certain humiliation rituals for them to trust you. I mean, they, like, for example, a sex tape came out about R. Kelly like around 2001 or 2002, somewhere around that time. And he was allegedly on a sex tape with a 14-year-old girl that he was peeing on.
Yeah.
I don't, there's only one thing I can say about what I just heard, and I'm going to keep it real. I kind of miss R. Kelly. You understand what I'm saying? I miss that music that he used to put out there, man.
Genius.
It was just timeless.
Genius music.
And,
Genius.
It's unfortunate that, he had to be the poster child for the stuff that's going on right now.
Right.
But,
But you still hear R. Kelly's music. You just don't hear R. Kelly's voice.
you don't see R. Kelly like you
don't
saw
see
R.
R.
Kelly. R. Kelly could have just went bigger and bigger.
R. Kelly's was very big back then. He
was
ruled the charts for years.
Years.
Yeah.
And
Massive
no
star.
one's nothing to say what he would have done if the negative stigma didn't get on top of him behind it. But what he was saying about the industry and the evilness of it, I totally believe in that.
It's been going on forever.
It's been going on for years.
Forever.
It's
Yeah.
it's out in the open now.
Yeah, more so now, yeah.
It's either you rock with them or you don't. If you rock with them, you get as big as they want you to get.
And that's what he's saying about the selling your soul.
Get down or lay down.
Yeah, but he had to agree to it. So he did what he thought that he should do at the time that he made that decision. And then afterwards, he didn't know that was a lot of things like that intel.
Right.
He didn't think that, okay, well, it's like, no, like Diddy. I'm too big for you to cut me down. You need me.
Yeah.
So you think.
Pride comes before a fall. Then.
That's all it is.
Let me ask you a question,
Yes.
though. In this current climate now that we're living in, with record artists getting signed and stuff like that, do you guys think that the same practices that was
course.
utilized then is being utilized now,
course.
but in a different manner?
What practice? What we just
Of
talked about?
what we're
Selling
watching.
your soul.
Selling your soul.
Of course.
Come on, man. That's not
I'm
going
just saying,
anywhere.
because it doesn't seem, it seems more covered up, if anything.
Covered up now?
Covered up better than what it was now. Because a lot of
Have
stuff,
you seen the last MTV musicals and Grammy Awards? Have you seen them? You might want to go watch those
You got to go watch that.
because it's out on
Yeah.
Front Street.
Yeah, it's no more
Yeah.
coverage. It's not behind the scenes
nothing's
no more.
covered. And
You
everything?
see, you know what I'm talking about,
With
right?
Sam Smith and all that.
Yeah, it's
Come on, it's crazy.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah, him
Like-
too.
like when he did, dude, it's out.
Nah.
What's her name? The chick everybody be going crazy over.
Who?
Light skinned chick, black girl, crazy.
Adriana?
Nope. You gonna say it? Somebody gonna say it. Oh my gosh, popular too, man. She raps or whatever, but she's on the pop end of it. Doja Cat.
Yes, that's what I was.
Doja
Yeah.
Cat. Yeah, Doja Cat.
Yeah.
Out of here, bro.
Yeah. She changed completely from the first
Out
album.
of here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it's there. I'm just saying
Yeah.
from an artist's standpoint of view, I don't see it as hard because I'm listening to music.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
right,
more,
as a
I'm more
music
to the music
fan.
than
Right.
I am to their personal lives. 'Cause
Right.
what happens is when I find that whenever I got myself involved in their personal lives, it derails me off of what I'm doing.
That will happen.
And
that will happen.
And have nothing derail me.
And that's what they hope. Sorry to cut you. That's what they hope you do is just look over here. Don't look over here.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what they do, man. They do over before they do masterings, and I don't know how many labels practices this, but with certain artists before they master or as they're in the mastering process of putting records to vinyl, etc.
Right.
They have sorcerers, warlocks, witches that operate over these places and do incantations into these
spells.
into these records before, and this is documented.
Yeah, you play
stuff.
it backwards, you hear a message.
All that
Yep,
stuff,
yep.
that kind of stuff. That's not by chance. That stuff is not by Hollywood. People keep forgetting. A lot of people. I won't say everybody, but people forget Hollywood. The traditions of Hollywood. First of all, how many Hollywood trees have you guys been to Hollywood? Have you seen any Hollywood trees in Hollywood?
No.
Have you anybody ever talk about Hollywood trees in Hollywood?
Nah.
You know what the Hollywood tree was used for? For making magic wands.
Correct.
Harry Potter? type.
It's dead serious. I mean, that's in there too, but it's dead serious.
That's a fact.
Hollywood is the land of illusion. It's a land of that place is.
It's magical. They
Magic.
say.
Yeah, it's magical, all right.
Smoke mirrors everywhere.
That whole, even like, we'll eventually get down that whole Walt Disney road. Like him, bro, man, that whole thing is insane, man. And you know, we grew up on a lot of this stuff, and you know, and as you get older, you learn things and you grow. And sometimes for some people, it's hard to accept because you know the cognitive bias. You don't want your childhood hero or your whatever, you know, to be
Tarnished.
Tarnished. So you're like, nah, that's not true. That's just a bunch of heroes.
Well, when you think about it, what you just said, as kids growing up, we are conditioned to watch the magic.
Yes, of course.
To watch
course
the
you are.
wonder
Of course you are.
of everything.
Right.
And then you take some of that childhood thought and mentality with you as you grow up. That's why there's always a spark in us at our age for the magic, wonder.
yeah.
So, and then at our age, it's up to these warlocks and these magicians and everybody else to fan that back into a flame to make you do what we've been watching for the last madness.
But you gotta understand this too. Sometimes, you know, some people don't know until they put it out in their face.
Absolutely.
You got to remember, in this world, you know, 90% of people in this world are followers.
Sleepy. They sleep.
Sleepwalking.
You know, then you have the other 10%, and you fall. You know, everybody here could fall into that percentage. You know, that 1 to 10.
Right.
Everybody else is followers. You know, I mean, that's just what it is.
The way that capitalism, which America is, amongst other things, is based on, depends on that. That's why they always say about the 1%, the 2%.
Correct.
You need that small population that's balling out of control for all intents and purposes, but you need the larger, vast majority that's not, in order to put them up on a pedestal and say, hey, look at this, buy this, do this, and you'll get that, and just the proverbial carrot on the stick.
Yeah.
You know, you never take time to sit down and be like, okay, wait, what's really going on here? And how do I do this in an ethical way? But I agree with you, Eddie. You're right. A lot of people sleep, man.
I learned that was actually a humiliation ritual. Like, they doped them. Like, for example, Diddy has certain chemicals in his baby oil. Like, you can rub this on somebody and they could get high from them. They can become sedated by this. And sometimes they might put something in your drink, or they could touch you with something or rub something on you, and you're not in your right mind. And then they have certain people seduce you. I really don't want to say that he told me this himself because of certain reasons, but basically he had to do certain humiliation rituals, and he was sedated, so he didn't know what he was doing, but it was recorded. So the way that these executives work, they will have you do something like this, whether you're aware of what you're doing or not, and record it and say, well, if you don't comply with this agenda, then we will expose you to the public and ruin your life. We can lock you up. We can bring all type of lawsuits on you. We can take your catalog and basically ruin your whole life and your whole career. However, if you comply with us in this agenda, then we'll make sure you stay successful and at the top of your game. And despite what people believe about R. Kelly, but he tried to be a stand-up guy, and he didn't want to comply with certain things. Certain people like Jay-Z are in total compliance with these people. Like Diddy was in compliance with him. He was a federal informant, and he was conducting certain humiliation rituals and having other celebrities and artists do the same thing. And the moment he tried to step outside of the boundaries that they set for him and sued some very rich, powerful people, then it's like, okay, well, we put you in this position, and now we're going to show you we can take you out of this position. And they did the same thing with R. Kelly, basically.
I'm wondering, so the Diddy thing, that the allegation is that he sued a liquor company that's actually owned by like BlackRock or something like that, or
yeah,
and that upset them, and so they went after him, right? And what did R. Kelly do where you're saying he stepped out and said, hey, I'm not going to be a part of this? What was his specific thing? Did he do something specific, or did he just say, I'm not going to be a part of this anymore?
Yeah, he didn't want to be a part of the behind the scene activities that go on in Hollywood. And he tried to be a stand-up guy, as I just mentioned, and he basically didn't want to comply with the agenda, and then he went as far as, just like Diddy's situation, when it boils down to it, it's about money. And in our R. Kelly situation, he found out that he was worth 1.2 billion. He wrote songs for Michael Jackson and other major artists in the music industry. And
I gotta pause there. Did anybody catch that?
Which part?
About how much he said
1.7
Kelly's worth?
billion?
1.2.
That's what he's worth to the
billion.
executives. You know,
His
but
catalog, his work,
The work that he's done.
But
he
this.
went bankrupt.
Listen, man. That man was probably not seeing anything close to that in residuals. Like Mike went through the same thing too. Prince too.
Yep.
Because Mike was super smart. Mike was so shrewd. He went and bought. I think he bought Michael McDonald. Michael.
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
From
Bought the
Paul
Beatles. He
McCartney.
bought Eminem.
Yeah, and Paul.
He bought Eminem. He bought a bunch of stuff. He bought.
Listen, man, he was sitting on. He was a legit billionaire.
Yeah.
His estate was legit billions. And these dudes, man, when you get, and I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. When they see you starting to move in. They start taking actions, man.
But who are these executives? You keep hearing the executives.
The Leo Cohens and the of the world, and what's his name? That's over UMG, Universal Music Group. Not like Leo Cohen is one of them. He's over Google. He's over that whole incident, Amazon, if I'm not mistaken. Lucian Grange is over UMG. And these cats, see, those people, they have that hush money. Like they, you know who they are, you see them, you hear them talked about, but you'll never see. It's rare that you might see like an indictment or something.
No,
or even see them.
Right, or see them. There are. You can find. I'll show
You can find them, but you won't see
all
they're
over the
not
place.
out and about, and they have appetites.
Oh, they have appetites, but they know how to
appetites.
keep them covered.
They have appetites that's serious, because from what this dude is saying on his TV, that they've been major players, majorly playing this game, and they know how to. They're very well versed in the art of.
Yeah, look at Clive Davis.
Yeah.
Clive Davis is a straight up mobster, dude. Straight up mobster. You look at who he's been around over the years, all the big pop stars, especially Whitney Houston is one of note to note. That whole situation, anybody who thinks Whitney Houston committed suicide in her hotel room is crazy, bro. Her own family was talking about how she looked, the scars and stuff on her, from fighting for her life, how beat up she was.
Right.
And then her daughter, and let's not even talk about Ray J and his connection to all of that, because he was a little too close for comfort when that was happening. And her daughter dies pretty much the same way. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And Whitney had an estate. Whitney had mega hits, bro.
Yeah.
Mega hits. That's for another time. But you know, there's a thread, man. There's breadcrumbs. You know, you never see smoke without fire. My personal belief, you don't see smoke without fire. And as much as people want to push it away, that's just conspiracy theory. You got to sit back sometime and question things and really look into everything and look into it, man. You know, we'll do a little more of this and then we'll hop on. But your thoughts so far on what he's saying?
Yo, he's hitting it. He's definitely sparked my interest up, especially with the not Clive Davis. I'm thinking about. You just said Clive Davis. You got me thinking about Clive Davis now, man. Because you see what it is they make this polished appearance.
You have
themselves.
to. You can't sell. You have something to sell.
Yeah, I know, and I'm talking about them, these executives.
Yeah,
and like Eddie just said, who are these executives? And you just threw a couple names, and there's more than that. There's more than the names that you just said.
It's actually not that funny as odd as it is. There's not that many of them at the top because those companies are conglomerated. You familiar with BlackRock?
Correct.
You are? You familiar with BlackRock?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. All right, so BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard.
They own companies among companies.
Yeah, they're all
subsidiaries.
Yeah, they're all. It's funny because people go to I don't shop at Walmart. I go to Target, and they don't understand like these companies are owned by the same people.
Yeah,
it's the same people, and they're pitting you against it's like the NFL. I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a Chiefs fan or whatever. I'm a Cowboys fan. They're owned by a conglomerate.
They're all getting the money.
And they're all getting money. And I used to watch sports on the side. No, I used to watch sports so much. I love sports. I still love sports. But then I started realizing how much of it is scripted and how much of it is pre-planned. And it took the fun away from it because it started to get more obvious. And then I started to realize. Go ahead.
Are you talking about the players, or you just talking about the business side of it?
The whole business of it. I started, especially with basketball. I really love basketball.
Yeah.
And I started to realize like how controlled it is. How they pay these refs off to skew games in certain directions,
games,
right, with their calls and stuff.
Yeah.
Blatant calls that everybody can see. It's a foul or whatever.
And they let it slide.
And the game is like 2 points, a 2-point difference.
Yo, listen, I've been messing with that. I've been checking the Hard Rock bet.
Oh, you be on that?
Shout out to the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
I've been watching just the stats on it. You know what I'm saying? I've been very relaxed with how I play with that.
I've been
looking at it, and I just noticed just what you just said.
Okay.
It's like
It's too much of a coincidence.
The coincidence is just mad.
This year they put it out there.
Oh, really?
LeBron and his son.
Oh, what about it?
Bronny James.
What you mean? Like in what way? What way do you mean?
Bronny James.
The fact that he's in the league?
Yeah, and we
know why he's in the league.
Yeah, of course. So
come on.
It was control. I mean,
yeah.
I like LeBron.
It's a great story.
Correct.
For the NBA. It's a great narrative.
Yeah, but
one of the greatest
more
players
time to develop, though. I think
he needs a whole. Without his daddy there,
yeah,
they're gonna give him the business. Trust me. But it's a great story. This guy, no one's ever done that. No one's ever been that good for that long, and then so good that they played with their son, who was a baby when they started in the league.
Right.
And he's good enough to make it into the NBA. I do hold the opinion that if his dad who wasn't who he is,
he'd still be.
I don't think he would have made the cut. He might have been in the D League. He was not touted. He was not heavily touted.
Well, they put him back down to the G League.
G League, sorry, G League, right? So he'd probably been in the G League. Real talk, because he's LeBron's son.
He's LeBron's son.
Come on.
And LeBron's gonna retire. I mean, if you take a look at Bryce is 100 times better than Bron.
All right then.
But
like the Ball brothers, the whole thing with the Ball brothers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's different because those dudes are legit good.
Yeah.
They're legit good.
Right.
But when you're the king's son, you get.
And LeBron is in that network, so. There it is,
He is the NBA.
He's still in the,
he is the NBA.
The NBA right now.
He's the NBA.
No
man.
more Michael Jordan. So
he's Mike Jordan for this era.
Yeah.
He's Mike J.
So he had to cement his place in the NBA because
absolutely
in the future, think about it. Who's gonna have their son come and play with them, and they're making $1 billion a year?
Somebody's probably gonna try it, but I don't think we're gonna see this for a while, for a long time.
So
just like Mike, we didn't see anything like Mike for a long time until Kobe started coming through.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And then when Kobe, it was LeBron was around and doing his thing, but this is what they want.
Hold on a second. Conspiracy theory right here on the show.
Go ahead.
So do you think Kobe was sacrificed for LeBron?
Man,
ooh, I'm just saying.
I've gone down that rabbit hole. I'm not gonna lie. He had a lot of things. He had a lot of things going on at that time when that happened. A lot of things that he himself was getting ready to. He had some major lawsuits that he was about to get into of some of the very same people we talking about who don't want certain things exposed. But he was at a status where he felt like he had that kind of pull. He definitely had the monetary means to do it. But as fate was. Same thing happened. Was it one of the Nigerian princes right around the Super Bowl? I think it was the last Super Bowl.
A couple of them crashing their plane.
Yes, yeah. Billionaire, man. They had
a couple of billionaires.
He was crypto billionaire.
Yeah, crypto and some kind of oil. Something.
Yes,
they were billionaires, and they really made moves in the world. And just
let me tell you, man.
When they ruffle the feathers,
bro. I'm telling you. Feathers. Yeah, you like the mafia say, yeah, maybe you'll have a little accident. You know what I'm saying? Maybe maybe your brakes don't work. I don't know.
Call Vinny.
I'm telling you, man. It's no joke, man.
And that's not even including all the hits that he had. So he was basically the most valuable individual in the music industry at the time. But although he was technically supposed to be his net worth was supposed to be like $1.2 billion, he realized, well, I'm barely a millionaire. So he wanted to renegotiate his contracts and get what he felt like he earned. And once that happened, then it's like, okay, well, you probably don't remember this, but we recorded you having sex with that girl, and you might not know that she was 14 years old. But at the end of the day, we have this tape. So either you're going to comply or we're going to expose you and lock you up. And that's what they did.
Oh, man.
Man, just to keep it on the 100, man.
Yeah.
Peace out to R. Kelly, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just to keep your head up, you know what I'm saying? It's just, just know that you got fans out there that miss the music.
Facts. The music, yes.
That's the music.
The
music, man. Whatever else is going on with you.
Real talk.
Is what it is.
Real talk.
But I miss the foreplay. I miss all that.
My mind's telling me no.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I miss that because that's when it was golden. And I believe if he was still out there right now with it, you know.
He was feeling that, huh?
Who knows? It's just one thing, you know what I'm saying? It's sad.
He's a genius, man. He's a genius.
You have young kids listening to R. Kelly right now.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. They have a great way of putting cracks in our lineage. You know, as black folks, that if you really pay attention, that it's very strategic, in throwing shade, as they say nowadays, or demeriting our ancestors and our, you know what I'm saying, our lineages. So it's broken from generation to generation. There's no, like in African villages and stuff. Even till this day, there was always a storyteller, someone to pass the heritage on, the tradition on. And once you start to break that, you know, I think you all are familiar with Willie Lynch. So if you've ever read his works, strategic, you know what I mean? Social engineering is the word I'm looking for. But like you said, shout out to R. Kelly, man.
Now that's it for today's episode. Thanks for tuning in. If you've enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you can stay in the loop. And until then, question everything and go beyond the hype.